All right, so let's see. We got, not sure. Okay, Arizona, North Carolina, Atlanta, California, Texas, again, Arizona, California, Canada, Indiana. Good stuff. Somebody's building their business in Canada. We can't enroll people in Canada just so people aren't confused, but maybe they are currently in Canada. All right, let's see. Laredo, Texas, Georgia, Texas, Maryland, okay, Vegas, Dallas, Milwaukee, Atlanta, Vegas. All right, good stuff, guys. All right, so happy Sunday. My name is Billy Scott, and one of the vice presidents here with FES, and we have this in place today to help you kick off the new volume month. And this is the beginning of a brand new volume month. We closed out last night with a lot of promotions, by the way, over the last 72 hours, 48 hours. So there's a lot of people, that are fired up, of course, because obviously they got promotions or they made progress and so forth. But here's the other piece. What happens is there's a lot of people that even if you didn't hit your goal, you still in the midst of the activity, right? The activity, the presentations you did, the exposures, you started building momentum. So one of the keys to a new month is to carry over the momentum that you started last month. So we have to continue to move with urgency. See, last night ended a volume month for us, but not our prospects don't know that, right? So today needs to be continued with the same momentum, same intensity, same enthusiasm as we had yesterday, right? The same follow-ups and sense of urgency that we've had to build our business needs to continue today like it's just another day. And that's when you have success. See, the people who hit some promotions by yesterday or last volume month, it started from the activity and the game plan they did, some of them 60 days ago, 90 days ago. Where your business currently is a result of what you've done over the last 60 to 90 days. Where you'll be in the next 60 to 90 days is going to be based on what you do today, right? So you don't want to stop. You don't want to take a break. You don't want to slow down, right? You want to keep that momentum going, and it keeps pounding on each other. And as long as you stay consistent, guess what? Your next promotion, your next goals will be achieved just from consistency, right? All right. So a couple of things. I want to give you a couple of tips, and then we actually have two incredible leaders that's going to be sharing some very valuable information to help you structure the start to a brand new month. Okay, so the first tip is what I just shared, which is you want to marry your months together, keep the momentum going, right? The second thing is plan, do, review. That's something that you always want to do. Don't fall into the trap of setting a goal, and then you don't look at the plan, you don't look at anything until 4 weeks later, 5 weeks later, and then you're way off track from what you set out to do. That makes sense? So plan to review is a rhythm. It's a skill. It's part of goal setting. The goal setting part is the plan, right? You create a plan, then you go out and you do the activity, and then every now and then you have to review what's happening, right? You should be reviewing on a daily basis, right? At the most on a weekly basis to find out where you're at. What are you doing? This is a couple of good questions to ask yourself in a plan to review. What have we been doing? We as in you and your organization, what have we been doing that's been working, and we need to do more of it? And then another question is, what do we need to do differently, or what do I need to do differently? Maybe there's some things some things took you off track or distracted you, or whatever the case is. And so what do you need to do differently that can help you elevate? And then also what's working that you need to keep doing more of, okay? So these are empowering questions for plan, do, review. So make that a habit. Keep your plans and your goals in front of you. Now, in the midst of right now, since it's the beginning of a new volume month, you don't want to just, this is a good time to remind yourself of not just your goals and your plan for right now, but what is your vision long term? Because really it's your vision that's going to pull you through the process, right? That it's going to take in order for you to grow. So I want to share a story, and then I'll move out the way. But the story is that there's a young boy, and he finds a butterfly, and he takes it to his dad, and his dad, he's happy. The butterfly's in his hand, and he takes it and shows his dad. He said, "Dad, look what I got." And his dad is like, "Oh, is that a butterfly?" He's like, "Yeah, it's a butterfly. I just, I got a butterfly." And so, but the boy's hand is open, the butterfly isn't flying away, and it's stuck. And the dad says, "What's wrong with it?" And so the son says, "I don't know." He said, "Well, where did you get it from?" And he told him, and he went and showed him in the backyard. And what happened was he said the butterfly, I saw the butterfly trying to get out of the cocoon, and he was struggling, but I helped him out. So I went ahead and opened the cocoon, and I helped him out. And so, but he's not flying. And the dad said, oh, that's what's wrong. He said, son, you took him out of the process too early. He said the way that a butterfly's wings get strong enough to fly is through the struggle that it has to go through to get out of the cocoon. And so when you're in this process of becoming a leader, becoming, financially free and becoming a successful business owner, the struggles, the tests, the challenges, that's all part of the process in order for you to become worthy of the goals and the vision that you have for yourself. So because we're going to have to go through a process like that, it's a prerequisite, it's mandatory, it's important, it's imperative of us to begin with the end in mind. We got to begin this volume up with the end in mind. We got to remind ourselves why we started in the first place. And so with that said, guys, I want to move out the way to help help us get the value in the direction that we need to start off this volume month from two visionary leaders and people that have achieved big parts of their vision. They've already achieved massive success. Even in the short time they've been here, even though this is just the beginning of their journey here with FBS, they've went out and created some examples that a lot of people dream of. And they're here to help you on this Sunday afternoon and kick off your volume month. And so I hope you have your pens and your paper ready. I hope you promote it. I hope you got your team on to really experience this, because the tips you're going to get here can really make all of the difference of what you do this 4-week volume month. And so with that said, I want to move out of the way for executive vice president. That means her business is doing a minimum of $500,000 a month up to $999,000 a month in business. In a business she just started a couple years ago, guys. That means that she's helped other people become not just field trainers, which is the foundation of our business, not just sales directors, but she's developed vice presidents, regional vice presidents, right? So she's really mastered at teaching this business. And so I want to move out the way for multiple six-figure income earner. Again, Executive Vice President, Miss Amina Rashid. Are you on with us?
Absolutely, Billy. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can. We can hear you loud and clear. Welcome. Happy Sunday.
Awesome. Thank you so much. First, what I want to do is just really give it back up to you for your amazing leadership and your awesome mentorship. I mean, the things that you do for this company and just for the team is just, it's just amazing. I mean, we definitely get so much value. I mean, I know whenever you come onto a conference call or whenever you come onto a webinar, I'm always pulling something different, because you always give us the aesthetics. You always give us the information that we really didn't know. I don't have, a ton of network marketing experience. So for someone like you, who is definitely a pioneer in the industry, you're certainly paving the way. And we just want to give it back up to you. Thank you so much, Vice President Billy Scott.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So hello, everyone. As he stated, my name is Amina Rashid. I'm an executive vice president with the company. What I want to do today is just kind of share a few tips with you guys about how you can actually start your business off with momentum this volume month. And if you're a leader, to kind of show you, how to help your new agents get momentum and how they can keep it. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to hop right into this presentation. And you got to forgive me, guys. It was a last minute presentation that I put together because I was going to just talk to you, but I'm a visual person. And I said, I really want them to see and be able to grasp what I'm going to share. So let me go ahead and open up my screen and see if you guys can see it. Are you guys able to see this okay with me right now? Okay, I got a thumbs up. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. So now let's go ahead and let's start the slideshow. We're going to start from the beginning here. How to build momentum and how to keep it. So we're going to go over some important stuff here. So here's some tips for new agents. When you're a new agent, you're in the onboarding process. This is a new business, new industry for you. So what I wanted to do was put together some tips because I always hear, distress from new agents as far as like, I'm not getting any leads. I heard from a new agent today. She just enrolled a few weeks ago, and she told me, she texted me, she said, I'm getting discouraged. People that said they were going to sign up, they're not signing up, and so on and so forth. Now, here's the thing. There's a simple system that was put in play for new agents. And it's a very, very simple process. When you're new, it should be fairly easy for you. It should be fairly easy for you when you're new, because what you're going to do is expose the business and move yourself out of the way and kind of let your upline go ahead and talk to those prospects for you. So for instance, just think about it like this. If, let's say you're in pilot school, okay, and you just got your pilot license, and but you have your coach, the person that trained you and showed you, they have experience with flying. They've been flying for years, decorated pilot. Maybe they're in the military as a pilot or whatever. Who do you think people would feel more comfortable riding in a plane with, or flying in a plane with, if they had to get on a plane? It would probably be that more decorated pilot that coached you versus you yourself. So that's why we have this simple vehicle for you guys to use and take advantage of. When you're new, you really want to just expose the business, introduce, edify your upline so your upline can get on the phone and close out the deal. So here's the thing. Uplines are uplines for a reason. We're uplines because we have the knowledge, the foundation. We built a foundation within this business, and we know and we deal with prospects on a daily basis. So if you're getting frustrated, don't get frustrated. Follow the system. Keep it very, very simple. So here's some tips for you guys. Let's kind of go over this so, we can flow through this presentation pretty quickly. So when you're a new agent, you immediately want to complete the launch document in your business office with your upline. And I want you to complete this with a sales director or above. This is very crucial. It's very important because a sales director, which we title is, we use the acronyms SD and above, we know the game. We pretty much know, how to talk to prospects. We know what you should do to launch your business properly and the right way. So you want to make sure that you fill out that launch document with your upline. The launch document is available in your FBS business office where you can look at it and you can go ahead and fill that out. You want to, in that launch document, it talks about setting up your first private business reception. It can be virtual via webinar, or it can be within your home. So it talks about that. And it also talks about listing out your top 20 contacts, the top 20 people you contact the most. So you want to fill that out. It's going to give you great information. Now, another thing too is you have to attend all webinars, local meetings, and trainings. This is so key and it's so important. Now, let me tell you something about, the webinars are super, super awesome. We literally have a webinar pretty much every day of the week for you guys to hop onto, to get the training, to learn something that you didn't know before, and to just, kind of see, what the find out who the leadership is. Because when you're new, you don't know who the leadership is. This allows you to find out who the leadership is and exactly what it is that they're doing and how they became successful in their business. Now, when you attend the local meetings, well, this should be a no-brainer. You want to go to the local meetings as much as possible every week. It should be a part of your schedule. And I say this because when you go to the local meetings, you can see exactly how the leadership there presents the information. You can see what they're saying, their lingo. This is going to help you when you're communicating with your prospects. So why would you not go to a local meeting in your area? It just really doesn't make sense to me. Why would you not go to a local meeting in your area where you can actually see someone who's where you want to be, who's achieved what you're trying to accomplish, and who knows how to convey the information where people can get it and understand it. Also, to the trainings, I mean, that's a no-brainer as well. You gotta attend trainings. If you're in an area where they have trainings, it's great. If you're within 200 miles of trainings, like we're having the Super Saturday here in LA, July 6th, tons of vice presidents are flying in from out of town to pour in information to all of you on this conference call, this webinar. So if you have vice presidents and above from all over the country flying in to pour into you, why would you not show up? That's like something that you would just say, okay, this is important. I'm going to go ahead and take this day off. Now, you also want to practice the scripts. There's a lot of scripts that you can use. Find the one that works with you. Practice it with your upline. My team, we do role play. We do role play webinars each and every single Monday. So on these role play webinars, you know, I'm having my SDs and above. We're in breakout sessions on a webinar like this, and they're going over scripts with the senior field trainers, and agents, so that they can be well equipped when the prospect comes back with the, you know, maybe a reason why they're not signing up today. And it shows them literally how to have a conversation. Because a lot of you, what I see a lot of new agents, field trainers, senior field trainers, what you do, you know, you may have a script in front of you. You're on the phone with the prospect, and what you do when you're on the phone with the prospect, you're sounding like a robot reading off the script, and you're not sounding like a human, and you're not having that connection. All business starts and derives from conversation. All business starts and derives from conversation. Think about the last thing that you purchased or the last person that you spent money with. That exchange of business happened from a conversation. Perhaps they answered your questions that you needed to have answered, but it all happened from a conversation. So you want to learn just how to talk to people. They're coming to you for a reason. They have a problem. They want to make sure that you can help them to resolve their issue. Also, to network with other people in the company. This is so important. You want to network with other individuals. One person in my organization I want to shout out real quick is a sales director in my organization. His name is Jay Allen. He's out in Kansas City. I want to shout him out because when it comes to networking, this guy is superb. I mean, I remember he came to Millionaire Mindset, and was it December, November, whenever we had it last year. And he said, hey, Amina, I'm here, you know, and he didn't know anyone in the company. And I said, you know what? I'm not at the event just as of yet, but this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to link you up with some of the other agents on the team, and then you guys kind of go from there. When I tell you they kicked it, they kicked it. Jay went and he met them. He said, well, I'm out right now. Put him in contact with the agents. They met up at a restaurant somewhere, and they spent the whole event together, all of them. I mean, then he moved on and rotated to other individuals in the company. Pretty much everybody in the company kind of now knows Jay Allen because he's so good with networking. And then when you network with other individuals in the company, now you can start getting tips, clues, hints as far as what's working well for them. You know, maybe hear how their upline is telling them to do certain things. How are they running their local meetings? You know, what do they do when a prospect tells them they don't have the money? So different things like that is why it's so important. Somebody's drawing all over my presentation. I don't know who that is. Thank you. But these things are, you know, very, very crucial. Networking, you know, you want to make sure that you're networking with other people. You're not in this business alone. You know, you're definitely in here with a solid group of people, and you can honestly and truly make some good friends. I know I have. Let's move on. So you also want to make a business schedule for yourself when you're a new agent. Listen, I don't want you to be relying on yourself to push yourself to do something because, you know, hey, a lot of times we cannot, you know, rely on us to say, oh, you know what? I think it's a time for me to get up and work on my business. No, 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 ladies and gentlemen, you must have a schedule for yourself. This is very important. This keeps you on track, and it makes sure that you're completing your task. So what hours of the day is going to be dedicated to your business? You know, for example, here's an example here. So are you going to say Monday from 6 to 7 p.m., I'm going to contact prospects. I'm going to hop on social media, you know, reach out to prospects. If people responded to a post I put up, an advertisement, this is the time from 6 to 7 p.m. for me to respond on social media, or for me to go and meet with someone at Starbucks, get my upline to come if they can, get my upline on the phone, on FaceTime if I can, to help me with this prospect. So what time of the day is that going to be for you? 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., educational time. You must learn everything that you can about your industry and about your business. You know, a lot of you come in here and you just expect for people just to sign up because you say you offer credit restoration, in which we offer so much more than credit restoration. That's the flagship product, but it's just, you know, a very small piece of what we do. So you want to learn exactly what it is that you signed up for, exactly what it is that you do, exactly the background information on your business. You know, some new agents don't even know who the co-founders are. You know, you want to get informed. You want to know exactly, you know, what it is that you're doing, because you want to sound educated and you want to be confident. This just makes you confident. When you have all the information, you're confident when you go and you talk to other people. So that's something you guys certainly want to do. You know, read info on the business. We have know the company websites, know the information that's back there. The company has scripts there that's available for you. The company even has Q&A, questions and answers, like, okay, if a prospect says this, how you respond. So they have all of this stuff there. Learn it, get familiar with it. And if you go into the UCESprotectionplan.com website, there's a portion right there that says Credit Builder. Everything you want to know about credit is literally right there in Credit Builder. So when clients or prospects ask you questions, you know immediately, because you're well versed in how, you know, what it is, or, you know, how to respond. Review the information, know it. Get on YouTube, you know, look on YouTube, look up information around credit restoration, look up information around network marketing, look up information on sales, how to grow your business, how to have conversation, how to present. Look up information like that. This is stuff that's going to make you solid in your business. And if you're working on your business each and every single day, how could you lose momentum? How could you lose energy if you're actually working on your business each and every single day? Read network marketing books. That's so important. Read books about money. Learn about money. Learn how money works. Learn how to not be just an employee. Learn how to actually invest. Learn how to actually be a business owner, what it takes to like run a business, and what it takes to run a nationwide team of agents and organization. So you want to start, you know, holding yourself differently, because you know, this is a whole different ball game right here. You know, you want to hold yourself, you want to consider yourself as elite. How can you be elite if you're not putting in what it takes to become elite? And this right here is just very basics as far as what you want to do to get there. Contact your upline each and every single day. Every day when you're a new agent, you should be so excited that your upline will hear from you each and every single day. I personally absolutely love that, because when I hear from my agents every day, it lets me know their intent and that they're serious. And I pay more attention to them, because we have thousands of people within our organization, but those people that contact me the most, we're on top of it. I have another lady in my organization that I'm going to shout out. Her name is Janera Harvey. Now, I didn't enroll Janera. She's probably 4 or 5 deep in my organization. But, you know, she said, Amina, you know, I want to connect with you. I'm trying to get promoted. I want something different. So I set up a weekly touch base with her. She contacted me every single week during the 5-week volume month. And guess what? She got the promotion she was looking for. She was promoted to senior field trainer, which, I mean, it'll be officially announced on Tuesday. So every single week we went over her goals. What did you do this week? Did you do this? Did you do that? Yes, I went here. I had this event. I had this PBR. I did this. I did that. That is mentorship that people pay thousands of dollars for, when you can have someone right there that's pushing you and guiding you and showing you the way. You guys have this here in your FES business opportunity, but are you taking advantage of it? You know what I mean? We love that. I know I love that when my agents come through and they're like, hey, listen, I want to meet with you. I want to get with you. That's the stuff that we look for. Okay, new agents, you should be, you know, ready to go. Good information for you guys to get started. Here's tips for field trainers and senior field trainers, okay? Everything that was on my list for the field trainers, you should be doing double that. Now you know how FES kind of sort of works. Now you've gotten a check under your belt. Now you see that the process and the system, it actually works. Now you see that the system is simple if you follow it. But now, ladies and gentlemen, you have to work on duplication. You have to work on doing exactly everything that you did. You have to work on teaching your new agents to do exactly what you did so they can accomplish field trainer and above. So whatever your new agents are doing, you should be doing it twice as much effort, twice as much energy. That's just how important it is. And, people say, oh, I'm just frustrated in my business and, this isn't going right. Oh, this isn't doing that. And I said, okay, well, how many people have you talked to? Nobody's signing up. Okay, how many people have you talked to? Well, I talked to like 5, last week. Okay, pause, back up, pump the brakes. Let's just reevaluate. You talk to 5 people and it's 7 days within a week. Some people, I honestly, I really haven't been working my business. Well, there you go. You're getting the results, the effort you put in. You're getting the results. That equates to the effort that you're putting in, which is none. So everything that you're that's on that agent list, do it twice. Now, schedule a weekly touch base with your upline. Stay in touch, like Miss Janera Harvey. She stayed in touch with me. She got the job done. Make sure you're in contact with your new agents every day. New agents are kind of like babies. I mean, would you leave your baby in the house for a day or two? I mean, somebody will call Child Protective Services on you if you did that, right? You want to make sure that you're grooming your new baby. You want to make sure that your new baby is in touch with you. Your new baby is blossoming, growing. You want to make sure that your new baby is well fed. You're feeding them the information. You're feeding them the nuggets that it's going to take for them to become successful in this business. So these are things that are definitely important. Wait a minute, let me go back, guys. And I know this is, my laptop is about to die. If you guys could just hold on, I'm going to ask my husband for some help real quick and bring me my laptop charger because I don't want to die. So I'm going to mute myself out for 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay, he's coming. Okay, hubby to the rescue. Okay, so make sure you're in you're contacting your new agents each and every single day. You want to create multiple field trainers in your organization. Show your new agents how important it is to become a field trainer. Show them the value of the field trainer title. Every position and title in the company is based on that field trainer title. So you want to make sure that you're creating multiple field trainers, okay? So whatever you did to get to your title, help your new agents do that same thing so they can get there too. Keep a booked calendar. That's so important. Keep busy, stay booked. That's extremely, you can plug it right there if you can. Thank you. That's extremely, thank you so much. That's extremely important. You also want to follow up with prospects. You want to make sure that you have your calendar, and your calendar is you have everything well notated. Follow up with your prospects. Sometimes your prospects just need a little nudge. They just need just a tiny little nudge. I know that for myself, I set up a text messaging system for my prospects, and my assistant, Jessica, she went through. Shout out to my assistant, Jessica, who's actually my cousin as well. She was just promoted to sales director last month. She said, listen, I see what you guys are doing because I see what's going on. I'm on the back end, so I'm going to take this thing and go full force. And she was promoted to sales director this past month. And that's already been announced as of 2 weeks ago. But you want to make sure that, when you keep your calendar, that your calendar is very detailed with notes. And I actually started a text messaging system where every day I text message all of my prospects little credit tips, just your little stuff here, just so they'll know, they won't forget about me, so they get that text message right there to their phones. So now, also, to work on telling your story. You have to know how to tell your story and make it effective. Now, this is something that I literally learned in the training I went to Dallas, the Association of Network Marketing Professionals. So if I tell a story where it's vivid, and you can almost see it in your mind, like if I tell you a story and I say, Well, I went to the store, and it was an extremely hot day. It was about 100 degrees outside. I was sweating. I could feel the sweat falling down my face, and then I could feel the cool breeze come in, and just a cool breeze where it just brisked me right across, my back, and it felt so good. Then I approached the store. When I walked into the store that I was heading to, the store was well air conditioned. I opened the door. Once I walked in through the door, I could feel the air condition hit my face with a cool mist of coolness coming from the AC unit. When I walked into the store owner, he told me, welcome, how can I help you? What are you looking for? And then I told him, I'm looking for a Diet Coke or whatever. And he helped me, he gave me the Diet Coke, and he helped me. And I said, oh, how long have you had this business? And then I went on to explain to him, what exactly it is that I did. And we had a conversation around it. He then, handed me my change. I gave him a $5 bill. He then handed me my change. And I remember the change exactly. The change was $2.45. And, and I counted it out. He placed it in my hand. And then at that point, we exchanged business cards. I saw his business card was a very nice business card embossed with green, black, and white. See how vivid that story is? Couldn't you see it in your mind where you could visually envision yourself walking to the store as if you were me, going into that store, getting that business card from that business owner? You see, it's all about telling stories. Be vivid with your stories. Be able to connect with people. Stories always sell. Stories always sell. Remember that. Also, too, you want to make sure that you know the 1 through 10 document. I don't know what we're calling it now because the name of the document, it did change, but you should know the 1 through 10 document like the back of your hand. Field trainers and senior field trainers, you're really on the cusp of leadership. You want to make sure that you know this information. Know the 1 through 10 where you can present it and say it without having it in front of you. That's how good and well-versed you should be with that 1 through 10 document. Okay, let's see, we can move on here. Now, here's tips for sales directors, regional sales directors, and executive sales directors. You should be doing triple the work of a new agent. Now you have a full-blown business. Now you see that the company actually works. Now you see that you've gotten some checks at this point. Definitely checks with a comma in it at this point. So you want to make sure that you're doing triple the work. You should be making sure that you're constantly having field trainer promotions within your organization. You want to make sure that your senior field trainers are on point, your field trainers are on point, and your new agents don't feel left out. You also want to go ahead and work on your leadership skills. It takes a lot to run a team. That is not something easy that just comes to you overnight. Some people it comes naturally, but most people you have to work on it. You have to learn different personality types. You have to learn what it takes to communicate with individuals. You also have to learn who you are. Who are you as a person? Who are you? How do you communicate information? Do some things that you say and the way you do it turn some people off? Do you communicate things where it's effective, where people actually get it and they actually want to be a part of your business? You want to make sure you're attending network marketing trainings outside of the company. Attend all company trainings, but you want to make sure you're also attending network marketing events outside of the company. Now you get to hear from leaders in other companies, and you get to see exactly what they're doing, and you get to, get their tips, whether it's for social media or whether it's for, belly to belly. And one thing that I can tell you that's pretty universal for all of the trainings that I've gone to and everything that I've heard, all of these top 7, 8, 9-figure earners say the same thing. You cannot rush that relationship process when you're enrolling someone. It's a dance, and you cannot skip the dance. So you got to build a connection and a rapport with your clients, your clientele, as well as your agents. Get to know them, get to know exactly what it is that they need. Now, for me, I'm not really a person, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not really a person that signs people up on the first contact, the first communication. The first communication is like, okay, let me see who you are. Let me see. No, I have done that a lot of times, first contact, sign them up, but that's not what I'm pushing for. What I'm pushing for is, like, let me see who you are. Let me see if you're somebody that I can actually build a relationship with. You know, even when you don't sign the person up after the first conversation, if you made a positive impact, if you added value to their life within that conversation, they're going to follow you and watch you. They're going to contact you, be in touch with you, and they're going to come around. And I'm going to show you guys an example of what just happened this morning as far as that's concerned. You also want to perfect your presentation skills. That's very important. How do you look when you're in front of the room? What do you say? Do you pace the stage? Do you stand still in one spot? Do you do too much? Are you over the top? Do people feel overwhelmed when they leave your presentation? Sales directors, regional sales directors, executive sales directors, work on this. Perfect your presentation skills. Take a little bit from here, a little bit from there, and you create your own perfect presentation. You can look on YouTube. You can go to local things. What's that thing called? I always forget. It's the I'll figure it out. I'll look at my phone, but it's
Toastmasters.
There you go, Billy. You got it.
Gotcha.
Toastmasters. Yeah, you can go to Toastmasters. Toastmasters can certainly help you, you know, when it comes to presentation skills and what you need to do. There's an art when it comes to presenting. There's an art when it comes to captivating your audience. Is your audience yawning? Are they bored? Are you making eye contact with each and every single individual in that audience? You know, what do you do when you're on stage? It's very important, all right? So now, more tips for sales directors, regional sales directors, and ESDs. Now you're a leader and you understand systems and investing. I'm a huge, huge fan of Robert Kiyosaki. He says that you must, when in his cash flow quadrant, you must become a business owner. Business owners understand that you must have a system to become wealthy, and investors always invest money into systems. Now, you have a system. This company is a system. You have to reinvest the money that you're making back into your business. At least half of when you're first starting out of your network marketing salary should be reinvested back into your business. Now, I'm not talking about pay for people to enroll. Let's get that straight. What I'm talking about right now, I'm talking about investing in you in training. Investing in you in personal development, investing in your advertisements. No business can run without advertisements. How are you advertising? How are you pitching this thing? You know, is it effective? You have to reinvest. Yes, we all want to make money, but you got to spend that money to make more money. Keep your calendar super, super busy. Sales directors and above, I should not have to go into much detail about that. You understand this. Volunteer and step up at your local meetings. I mean, you can show up. That's one thing. Some of you guys don't even show up at all half the time. Maybe people will see you once every 6 weeks. That ain't enough. Come on now. You got to show up to the local meetings. Volunteer. Hey, listen, you know, can I open up this week? If you're a sales director and above, ask that of the local leadership. What can I do to make this weekly meeting run more smoothly and effectively? And if you don't have a local meeting, if you're a regional sales director and above, you should be creating a local meeting. You should create one. You have to be an RSD or above, create a meeting. So if you don't have something, go make it, go build it. We're entrepreneurs, we're investors, we're business owners. Go create your local meeting. And always, always, always lead by example. Now, this is what your calendar should look like. This is literally my calendar from this past Friday. Literally. 8 a.m. in the morning, all the way up until 9:30, 10 o'clock that night. 8 o'clock, a 3-way call with one of my field trainers. 9 a.m. an IG call. 10 a.m. a 3-way call. 11 a.m. a 3-way call. 11:30 a call. A 3-way call. A 3-way call. Enrolling somebody. 3 p.m. agent call. 4 p.m. a business launch webinar with a new agent. Then I had to head down to an hour and a half away to do a PBR. If your calendar don't look like this, you ain't doing nothing. Your doing nothing in this business. And this is coming from somebody who's an executive vice president. My team produces over $500,000 in business. I have not seen red in my back office. If you don't know what red is, it means you're in grace. I have not seen red in my back office in, gosh, well over a year now, because I keep my calendar busy. I understand the hustle. I understand the grind. I understand what it takes. So if you're not looking like this, what are you doing? If I'm working like this and you're not working like this, what are you really doing right now? You see what I'm saying? So keep your calendar busy. You guys go ahead, rock this thing out. Oh, I told you I was going to show you a conversation from today. I'm going to show you just how I'm going to airdrop. I'm going to screenshot real quick if I can find this conversation from this young man today, 21 years old. Let me see if I can find it real quick. And I'm going to airdrop it to you. But this right here is super, super important. Maybe I can just read it to you. 6:01 in the morning. He says, hello, just wondering how long does it take to remove inquiries? This woman has better deals. He's talking about somebody else he talked to, but you seem as if you have way better experience and can get me to where I need to be. Why would he think that? Why would he think that I have more experience? Why would he think, even though my price is higher, that he needs to go with me? He felt comfortable. He felt secure. He felt amazing. And he said, you know what? I need to go this route. So ladies and gentlemen, stay focused. Take those tips that I just shared with you. Rock your business out. You got to stay busy. Keep busy every day. Income producing activities. You're going to get tired. Okay, take a nap. Wake up. Then you get right back to it. Let's go. Because we have to ensure, and you always want to think about it like this. If you have children, your children are watching you. If your children watch you give up on your business, then what are you teaching your kids at this point? You want to make sure that you're constantly pouring into people. You're constantly doing what you have to do to make things work. Anyway, guys, I know it's 3:42. I'm out. Hope you took something away from this. Right now, we're going to switch gears. We're going to roll this over to our senior regional vice president, doing well over $2.5 million in business on a monthly basis. My mentor, my leader, when we think about this young man, I tell you, he just really just pours and adds so much value. I was at his house yesterday, and just the conversations that we have is just really on a whole new level. And I mean, he should really be charging me thousands and thousands of dollars to have these types of levels of business conversations that we do. But you guys get out your pens, your notebooks, your pads, take copious notes, write each and every single thing down. Y'all kill it. You guys are rock stars. Love you all. Senior Regional Vice President Alfred Nixon, did you make it to the webinar tonight?
Absolutely, Miss Rashid. Oh man, appreciate the kind words. Definitely want to give it back up to that young lady. I mean, her and her husband was sitting in my living room late last night, and just to really see their growth from, I remember when she gave me that call and reactivated her business, and to see where she's at now, building a mature, very strong organization who's made hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars here with this platform, and help other people do the same thing. Just got so much respect for her, so many levels through the R&R Club, just doing a phenomenal job, a real strong leader. The accolades is great, but just to see her growth as a woman and what she's doing with her team as a leader, just goes way beyond. And I'm so excited for her. So definitely want to give it back to her. And we have 196 participants on the line. So we want to welcome everybody to the call that's on the call. And I want to give you guys a second to, if you don't have anything to write with, grab something quick. If you don't have opportunity, grab something, stab yourself in your hand and start writing on your paper with blood. Like this stuff that I'm going to cover with you guys is going to really put things in perspective for you and help you go to the next level. And I'm so excited that we're having this call, the first day of the Value Month. And one of the things I want to talk about, and to be honest with, this is I want to be transparent on this call to really get you to the next level. If you've ever been frustrated, I don't care if you're a top leader and you make a lot of money, I don't care if you're trying to figure things out, you made money before. If you've ever been frustrated in your business, in this industry, I want you to put a 1 in the chat. if you ever felt like throwing the towel in, if you on a call right now and you like, man, I'm on this call, but I'm really not on this call. Like I'm fed up. Like my team ain't doing nothing. I'm trying to do things like things just aren't clicking for me right now. If that's you, put a 1 in the chat. And for me, I need to put a trillion in the chat because of the things that I've went through to come up in this industry. I tell people, man, it's character building moments. You can't skip that process. And I want to encourage you guys on today to say, listen, this is a process that you got to go through, and you're going to get better, and it's going to be good for you, and it's going to be good for your team as you continue to grow. But the first thing I want to talk about here, man, number 1, we got to eliminate the excuses. You just seen an executive vice president here on the call tonight, and you seen her schedule. You seen her work ethic. You seen scheduled calls, PBRs, webinars, things where she's scheduling appointments, and she's already making big money. She's an executive vice president, made multiple 6 figures. If your schedule don't look anything like that, and she's at the level she's at where she can really sit back and take her foot off the gas pedal and still make a ton of money, if your schedule is nowhere close to that, there's a problem. That means it's a lack of activity of what we're building and what we're doing in our process. And I want to tell you right now, we got to eliminate these excuses, man. We don't help people hit RVP in 100 days that work 60 hours a week. So I don't want to hear excuses if you got a job, whatever the case may be. We can make this thing work. Everybody is going through something. People that make big money, people that don't make money. Every human being on the earth, on the planet is going through something. So you got to eliminate the excuses, because I tell people all the time, holding on to your past, right, it's going to stop you from getting to where you want to be at in your future. Because if you're holding on to your past, your arms can't reach your future. You got to let that stuff go, man. Even if you're coming off a bad month, coming off a great month, that's great, awesome, cool. Now we on to a brand new value month. Yesterday, it was great. We closed it out at midnight, West Coast time, 3 a.m. East Coast time. We're in a new value month. We got to build on that and bring that over here and continue to move forward, right? We can't bring what happened last month, even if it was positive or negative, into this month. Got to press that reset button and set new goals for yourself, for your organization, and for your team, right? So we got to eliminate the excuses, man, right? Second thing I want to talk about is learning these 4 fundamentals. If you don't learn these 4 fundamentals, it's going to be very frustrating for you. You're going to keep writing ones in the chat. You're going to want to throw the towel in. You have to learn these basic core fundamentals. If you don't learn these, it's going to be very difficult to build a massive organization. Number 1 is how to event effectively. Had a conversation with a young man today. He said, man, how do I event effectively? Here's how you event effectively. Start doing it, right? Start getting in front of people, getting that 1 through 10 presentation, and start doing that thing, right? Even if you mess up, we tell people this all the time, that if you mess up, the prospect don't know that you messed up, right? The only way that you're going to get better is if you start doing it. Start setting up one-on-ones, two-on-ones, Starbucks meetings, going out there, really building a business, man, getting in front of people, right? Sitting behind a computer and chilling on Instagram and Facebook. You got to get beside that thing. If you don't have a massive following, and if you don't have, assets to go out there and pay for shout outs and all of that stuff, you got to get your behind off the couch and get in the field and start meeting people. This is network marketing, right? So number 1, we got to start learning how to effectively present. Only way we're going to do that is by doing it, right? Ain't no sitting back and just waiting for your upline. Start presenting in front of people, right? Number 2, launching people. This is the most important thing where a lot of people drop the ball. Maybe you on the call right now, you say, Alfred, when you tell me, if I've been frustrated throwing in the towel, I'm having a problem with duplication. Nobody on my team is doing nothing. Well, number 2, that means we're missing the ball on the launch process. I tell people all the time, when you bring in a new person, 24 hours, that person needs to be getting launched. If you wait any longer than that, you're going to miss the person. They're going to go back into their routine. They may not even answer your call no more. They may not do what you tell them. As soon as they get involved, 24 hours, forget 24 to 48 hours. That was a rule we made. It was a stupid rule. 24 hours, that person need to be scheduled for a launch. You got to start launching people effectively. And Vice President Billy Scott did a phenomenal job creating that launch for him. Number 3, we got to know how to do 2 things: close agents and customers. If you're not closing business, you're out business. And I tell people all the time, man, only way that you're going to go out there and start closing business is by doing it. See, when I first came here, I had a very difficult time with getting customers. I was able to bring in a lot of agents, right? If you having an issue with bringing in customers in the chat, put a 2, right? I was bringing in a lot of agents, and that got me to sales director. But when I hit sales director, I was like, hold on, I got to figure this customer thing out, because Ashton told me that I'm leaving $240 on the table per person. Yeah, I make the $140 up front, but if I don't figure out how to get customers, I'm going to miss a lot of money and leave a lot of money on the table. So we got to be able to do both, get agents and get customers. How are we going to go out there and do that? Guys, there's so many different ways that you can go out there and do it. Are you really pushing yourself? Are you connecting with real estate agents? Are you connecting with tax professionals? Are you connecting with car dealerships? Why do I say that? Even if they don't join, you need to have these people as your referral sources. I get 3 to 5 customers a week just off people sending me business, just off even my clients who get good results. I tell them to send that to everybody in your phone so they can refer me clients, right? You want to go out there and be able to create a pipeline on top of you advertising and building and exposing to get customers and agents. And the 4th pillar is promoting events. See, I mastered all 3 of those things, but when I got to the 4th part and became a master in the real estate game, write this down, real estate. Right? I got good at enrolling people. I got good at effectively launching and showing a presentation. I know how to explain and get people signed up. But when I learned the 4th pillar of promoting events, that's when my business shut off. That's when we was able to get financially free, when we understood how to promote events. I'm going to tell you how I learned this process. I remember talking to my mentor, and he said, Alfred, listen, if you want to build something massive, if you want to build something big, at the time I was just, trying to figure my way in the industry. He said, here's a secret to creating wealth in this industry. You need to have, when we have regional events, when we have Super Saturdays, any event around that bubble, any event that we building out, the local event, you need to have at your level. I wasn't a big leader at that time. I didn't have a big group. He said, you need to have 3 to 5 people represented, meaning in attendance in each leg of business that you have. I said, man, that's a lot of people, 3 to 5 people. He said, Alfred, that's nothing. That's bare minimum. I said, why do I need 3 to 5 people in each leg? Why I can't just get 1 or 2 people in each? He said, Alfred, if you get 3 to 5 people in each leg at these events, out of the 3 to 5 people, 1 or 2 of them going to catch the vision. And if 1 or 2 of them in each leg of business has caught the vision, now you got so many leaders in every leg of business running with or without you. You got to learn how to promote the events and become the Don King of events. One of the ways how I went from doing 150,000 in volume to SVP in a few months was by promoting an event called Forging Good Leaders, and that birthed massive leaders. You're talking about Bruce Rochester. You're talking about Ms. Erica Sanford, who's on the call right now, who was at that event. Chris Brown, RVP. You're talking about all these different people that was at that event who became massive leaders in our organization. You got to understand how to promote the events and become a Don King at promoting events and learning these 4 fundamentals. Third thing we want to talk about is income that you should be making. We have to be transparent, and I have to hold you accountable to doing the right thing so you can get paid here, right? How many people, you got in this business and you say, Alfred, man, I want to be rich. I want to be wealthy. I seen Bruce got a Lambo. Here's the thing. I want you to be rich. I want you to be wealthy. I want you to be able to take care of your family. But one of the things I want to ask you is, if you made all this money and you lost it, how much money would you be worth then? How much value are you giving out? See, I'm rich in my own self that I can go build anything over the next 6 months, and I'm going to get back to a high income because of the value I am as a person. You got to start working on yourself. Are you reading the books? Are you giving value? I was just talking to Eric, and she said, man, Alfred, I feel like people are soliciting people more so than going out there really giving value. See, when you give value, like Amina Rashid shared, she was giving value, and somebody, not because of the price point, because of her value, they was willing to pay more to partner with her because of the value. Are you giving value to your audience daily? Are you giving value to your team? Are you giving value to your marketplace? Going out there giving value. Now, this is the type of income you should be making at these titles. And if you aren't making that type of money, we got to go to the drawing board and look at the activity that we're doing because it's not working out. If you're RSD and you're not making $1,000 a week, something is wrong there. something is wrong. That means it's not enough activity. This is the type of income you should be making. Screenshot this, hang this picture on your wall, and if you're not earning these numbers, that means we need to get on the group call with your upline leader and figure some things out to get to that next level. Next thing, finding an income, right? As you exposing this business, I don't have time to waste. One of the most things that I value is time. Time is very, very precious to me. I'm exposing until I identify an income. Until I lock arms. I just had a gentleman who's on a call right now. Shout out to Ken Daniel. Gentleman came in. I think he was top 6 in the company this month in recruiting. He hit sales director his first few weeks in the company. He's an income. I've been working directly with him, building him up. We got another young lady on the call, Levy, Mr. Coach Levy. Just hit vice president. It's going to be officially announced on Tuesday. Been working directly because they're income. We're looking for the newest possibility of momentum. When you're exposing this business, looking and identifying those people that got influence, right? That got posture, that know people, that got contacts, and they willing to play the game. If they don't possess those qualities, they can still be in your group, but we put those people in the farm system. That's not an income because they're not ready to really run right now. They can still develop. We can still get them on the calls. We can still keep them in the loop, but we're going to run with the incomes. Those are the people you're looking for. Influence, contacts, willing to play the game. Right? You got to go find you some incomes this month. Now, when you're talking about sorting for leaders, one of my favorite topics when you're going out there building your business, I tell people you got to sort twice. Once, to find people to join your team, you're sorting for that. And then 2, to find the leaders that you're going to spend most of your time with that's in your organization. You got to sort twice. Sort to find the people and then sort to work with the right people that's worth your time. That's bringing in people, that's getting you on the phone, that's jumping on the team calls like this before you get on that you don't got to remind them. Those are the small details that we pay attention to as leaders to spend time with those individuals, right? Now, what is a leader, right? A leader is a momentum creator. And one of the young ladies who's doing a great job that I can give you an attestament of Miss Levy. She's killing the game. Coach Levy came in, she started creating momentum. This young lady got in, she's only been in for about 45 days and brought in a massive group of people. She's a momentum creator. She took initiative of her organization, right? That's what a leader is. See, a leader learns how, and recognize a leader who goes out there and they learn how to quickly present and train. Remember those 4 pillars I was telling you guys about: presenting, launching, going out there closing, and going out there promoting events. A leader quickly learns how to do that. Why did I learn how to present very fast? Because they said the people in the front of the room, they make the most money. I said, I need to get in the front of that room. That means I need to know the information, right? Second thing, a leader works on their attitude, right? Personal growth, right? I'm never talking about negative stuff, right? I'm never bringing negative stuff to my downline. If I got something negative to say, I'm calling my upline. If I got something negative to say, I'm calling my mentors. I'm never bringing anything negative to my downline. Why would I want to poison my downline? Because as leaders, as an individual in this person, you're going to have some negative stuff. You're going to have some things you want to say, but I'm never bringing that to my downline. I'm going to bring it up to my upline to get a solution for that problem. Third thing, leaders build relationships. See, we got to this level in network marketing because of one thing: relationships, right? The relationship that I had with Mr. Bruce Rochester prior to FES to even get him to come take a look. The relationship that I had with Executive Vice President Xavier Marrero prior to FES to get him to come take a look. These are things you have to constantly go out there and build. Going to networking events, getting yourself out there, building relationships with people, right? I tell people all the time that you will not out-friend me. I got so many friends in network marketing in the industry, people that's doing even weller than I am. I got people that's making close to $1 million a month in this that I'm great friends with. Keep that in mind. You will never out-friend me. Going out there building relationships with, right? Leaders always share the vision. How often are you sharing the vision with your team? I remember when we first got started, we was doing presentations in our living room, and I was just a senior field trainer at that time. But when I walked in the room, I had Sam, I had a couple of our other guys that started off with us. When I walked in the room, did the presentation, they in there clapping like this when I walk in the room. So the guests in the room, they thinking that I'm a big deal, but they don't know that I'm just a senior field trainer. We shared the vision. We knew that one day we was going to lead a team of thousands and tens of thousands and people in our organization before we even got to that level. Before we even became a vice president, we always shared the vision, what cars we was going to drive, what houses we was going to live in, what watches we was going to buy. We stayed sharing the vision for the team to go out there and hit those goals. Leaders constantly promote events. If you don't have an event in your local marketplace, just take a look at all the big leaders in the company. And I started reevaluating. I said, hey, you know what? In the industry, every big leader I know, they got a local presence in their backyard. They may be good on social media, but they got a local presence. Look at Ashton. Ashton's great on social media, killing the game. I was with Ashton when we went to Houston. His son showed me, hey, man, look, I signed up 100 customers in one day. He got a great social media presence, bringing in a lot of people. But guess what? Go to Miami. He got a strong local presence in Miami. A lot of leaders in this group in Miami, right? Look at Miss Nicola Smith-Jackson, #1 earner in the company, right? She got a big social media. She's starting to do things on Facebook now. I've seen her going live doing an overview the other day, right? But she has a strong presence in Atlanta locally with her team. You got to start building locally. Myself, I got a strong presence in Miami. Myself, I got a strong group out here in Los Angeles. You want to build locally as well as leveraging social media as well, right? Leaders constantly promote events. You want to go out there and build out events. Leaders always go back to phase one. What is phase one? Getting agents and getting customers. Leaders always stay in that mode. Agents and customers leading by example with production, right? How do I go out there and attract a leader? How many people on the call you say, man, if I can just find somebody like Billy Scott, if I can just find Erica Sanford or Amina Rashid, I'll be okay. One thing I want to share with you, you would never attract any of those people until you become the person that you want to attract. You attract who you are. If your team ain't building off the way that you wanted to build, that means you are attracting the people that you don't want to need in your organization. That means you need to grow as a person, right? If you want to attract a leader, you need to become the leader. Go out there and read the books. Go out there and go through the personal development that you need to go through by going out there doing the activity in your organization. Your attitude. What is your attitude? You're talking about somebody who went 3 years making less than $1,500 in the industry, always had a positive attitude, always showed up at the events, always was excited, always was, about the possibilities of one day we was going to earn 7 figures. One day we was going to retire our parents. One day we was going to have our dream home and drive these cars and fly on the planes and do all of this stuff. That was my attitude, even though my organization wasn't even growing. Even though I went 11 months straight without a commission check in my former company, my attitude was always positive because I knew the end goal. I knew where we was going. I knew what the result was going to be as we go through this process that we needed to go to become the person we needed to become to be able to receive the income and go out there and do different things. Posture. Before I even made money, I used to always think, man, when I get this certain type of car, when I make a certain type of money, I'm going to go after this person or I'm going to be able to recruit that person. No. That's not the mentality you want to use. The car or the money you make doesn't make you or get the person in. It's your posture. When I first got all of my leaders involved, I didn't make no money and I stayed with my parents and I was picking up trash on the beach for almost minimum wage. How do I get those people in? My posture, my mindset, right? I knew where I was going even though I wasn't making them. You don't need those intangible, crazy cars and having a big title and all. You got to have posture. If you got posture, people like to follow people with strength and not weakness. Have posture when you're going out there explaining this business. Now, these are the 4 stages in network marketing, right? Again, like I said, a leader always stays in phase 1, actively bringing in customers, actively bringing in business partners. But let's go over the 4 phases while we're on the call tonight. The first phase is, again, bringing in customers, bringing in agents, you're in production. The second phase is you start bringing in agents and customers and you start feeling a little good about yourself. Now you start analyzing, right? You start looking like, okay, I done brought in 3-4 agents this week or this month, and let me see what they gonna do. Now you start analyzing, right? Then the third phase is now you in management, right? Now because one thing I tell people is your team is only gonna do maybe half of what you're doing. So now that you're analyzing and you analyzing them, they analyzing you because you're not doing nothing. So they not doing nothing. Now you're managing the managers because they analyzing their team because you analyzing them. Now you're in the third phase. Everybody analyzing and management. Nobody's out there in phase 1 putting in new business, new customers, new agents, right? Then you're going to get to the 4th stage, which we've all been to this stage before. I was in this stage in my first company, the blame game. I said, hey, you know what? My mentor's too busy, man. I got a person I want to get them on the phone with, or man, I got people joining, but maybe I'm not that good at launching. I can't, it's the comp plan, or we don't got a video, or it's the services, or the restrictions of what we can't post on social media. You start blaming everybody and everything as to why you can't be successful. But the same thing you're blaming every else and all these other people for, you got other people in the company that's excelling. Why? Because they staying in phase one, right? They're not making excuses. They're going out there getting agents and getting customers and making readjustments to what we can and can't do in the business. Stay in phase one, man, because when you get in that analyzing stage and management stage, that tears up your momentum. Stay in phase one to go out there and get to the next level. Again, what is phase one? It's the work phase, right? You got to go out there and say, you know what, I'm getting off the couch, like Erica Stanford always say. I'm getting out the office. I hate being in my house when I got to work because I get easily distracted. My daughter come in, or I can go watch ESPN. I like to be out of the house at a Starbucks somewhere where I can really focus and work, right? Here goes some examples of working, like three-way meetings. This was me doing a one-on-one meeting with one of our new agents out there going over the information, right? PBRs, private business receptions, right? Invitations for the weekly overview, right? We call it the business overview meeting, right? These are examples of what work is, right? Going out there exposing the business. This is a photo of me and Mike Burgos. Talking about Mike Burgos was working 60 hours a week. As soon as Mike got off work, I met him at the Starbucks. Mike was a senior field trainer at this time, still working a full-time job. He got somebody to come meet with me. This is us doing a presentation, right? He didn't make no excuses. We was at this same location. Right after this meeting right here, we had another meeting. Right after this meeting right here, we had somebody else walking up. Right after this meeting right there, we had somebody else coming up. We was at the same location with like 7 to 8 people coming every single day. Meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting. We didn't leave this location till the Starbucks people kicked us out, till they closed down everything. And I drove back home and did the same thing all over again. We did that for 90 days straight. 60 hours a week he was working. As soon as he got off work, we had meetings lined up. No excuses when you're going out here building this business. Now, this is something that I want to cover. Bobby Kim set this up, and I think it's going to make a lot of sense to everybody on the call tonight, especially going into a new volume one. It's called the Elite 25, right? I want you to write this down and show you how simple this business is when you put it into numbers and you're going out there and building the business, right? So right now, I want you to reevaluate and look in your organization. And I want you to bring your top 5 leaders. I want you to write them down. Write their name down, your top 5 leaders in your group. And if you don't have 5 leaders, put however many leaders you have. But let's say you got 5 leaders or 5 people you see potential in, right? Then what we want them to do, we want them to identify their 5 leaders in their small little group that they see potential in, that they want to build with, right? Then we want to help that group get their 5 people. So if everybody just get their 5 core leaders and have that leadership conversation, that becomes 5, 25, 125. If you add all of that up, that's 155 people, right? Now, everybody don't have 155 people in their organization, but we'll get to that, right? We're going to go a smaller route, but this is an example to show you guys what's possible. So now you got 155 people, 5 top leaders that got their 5 top leaders in, and we all on the same goal. We holding each other accountable for every single week. We got 4 weeks in this month, and we say, you know what, our goal, everybody on this call, if you was on this call, you're special. If we picked you out, you're special, you're a leader. Our goal is to hold all of ourselves accountable, and we want to go field trainer every single week. What does that mean? Every single person on your team in that 155 going field trainer every single week, 1,600 in value. If you do that times 4, right? So 1,600 in value times 155 people, that's regional vice president just right there. Just everybody just going field trainer. If you did that times 4 weeks in the volume one, that's SVP value. That's $1 million in volume. But we could agree, everybody's not going to go out there, even if you get them on a call and you hold them accountable, everybody's not going to go out there and hit field trainer every week. Let's just say you go out there and you get it 50% wrong. That's still EVP volume, almost 500,000 in volume. What if you get it 25% wrong? That's RVP value. I want you to do that and hold your people accountable. Have accountability calls every Sunday. Have accountability calls. How many people you exposed? How many people you enrolled this week? How many people you got on the fence? How many people you got pre-registered for the Super Saturday that you're having locally? How many people you got registered for the Millionaire Mindset event? Like, hold your team accountable. People are used to being told what to do because majority of us worked in an environment for someone else. You got to hold people accountable when you're building this business, right? Now, that was the Elite 25. Now we're going to make it a little smaller for maybe some of you guys who just getting your business started, the Elite 5. You find your 5 leaders that get their 5 leaders. That's 30 people. If everybody go field trainer every week, 1,600 in volume. That's 50,000 in volume just that first week. You do that for 4 weeks. That's RVP. You almost at RVP at almost 192,000 in volume. You get half of that right, you at least a vice president. You get 25% of that right, you hit ESD. So if you understand numbers and you put your team accountable, imagine it is look in your organization and see how many people you got that joined your team actively right now. And imagine if everybody on your team that's active was on the same accord and everybody just brought in 2 new business partners for the month, right? All we tell them to get 2, not for the week, 2 business partners for the month. Imagine how many people you have on your team. Some people right now got 500 business partners active in a group. If everybody brought, that's 1,000 new people on your team. All that everybody just did was get 2 people. Understanding numbers, if you understand numbers and you're able to break this down to your team and you're holding your team accountable and everybody's on the same page. See, I tell people all the time, confused people do nothing. If you got your own goals, one thing I can tell you was 1 month where I signed up 300 customers, right? I was excited about that. And I remember sitting down talking to one of my mentors. He said, Alfred, that's great. But 300 customers, that's only 60,000 in volume. Personally, right? Now, with all of that production, 60,000 in volume, that will be, I could never hit the title that I'm at now, even with all of that production, personally by myself. So what does that mean? You need a team. Network marketing is a lot of people doing a little bit. You're going to have that percentage of people on your group that's leaders that's going to do above and beyond more than the minimum. But network marketing is a lot of people doing a little bit. And when I became okay, maybe you got some people on your team that just got their 5 people and they don't want to push past 5 people, right? Know that that's okay. Let that person continue to go out there and build a business at their own pace. They just got you to a certain amount of value to help you hit your requirement. Everybody don't want to make big money. Some people just want to get their services for free. Live with that, right? Don't push people past that people that don't want to go to the next level. Find the people that do. Some people just want to get in their business, get their services for free. Some people just want to make an extra $1,000 a month, right? Some people just want to make an extra $2,000 a month. Whatever the case may be, let that person understand wherever they want to be and let them walk into their full potential at that level, because it's going to help you get to your next level and understand that every person that you bring in as you hit sales director may not be the same group of people that's going to help you hit regional, may not be the same group of people that's going to help you hit vice president. Understand and be okay with that as you're going out there and building your business to get to the next level. Give me 1 second here. Last thing, as we wrapping this up, breaking the ice conversations and understanding form, right? We tell people about this all the time, and people are like, Alfred, what does form mean? Form means when you having a conversation, having to start this conversation started with their family, their occupation, like what they like to do for fun, which is recreation, they message, right? So if I'm going out there talking, we just had an event up the street yesterday in our community. I'm asking them, hey man, what's going on, man? I've been out here for a couple of years, and you got kids, man? I just had a daughter. That's starting a conversation. What you do for a living? Hey, you know what? I'm in this industry. What you do for fun? You play ball, you hoop, you go to 24-hour fit. What's you passionate about? That's how the structure that you need when you breaking the ice to start conversations up when you're prospecting, when you're recruiting. Understanding the word form, family, occupation, recreation is what they like to do for fun, and they message. What is they really passionate about? Right? Understanding that when you're going out there building. Last thing we want to do before we close out is understanding the PS3 system, right? Piquing somebody's interest, sharing some information, 3-way call with your upline expert, right? Again, the form system, family, occupation, right? Recreation and message. That's what you want to do when you're piquing people's interest, right? That's how you're getting people on the line. That's how you're getting people contact information. The second thing is we want to share information. Now that we have a video that you can send out to people and they can watch the video in its entirety. I just told the person, listen, the way how we doing 3-way calls, we want to make sure that the person's seen that video, right? And when I'm sending that video, I'm asking them, hey, do you got 5 minutes right now to take a look at the video? If they tell me, no, they at work, I'm not sending the video. Why would I send the video and you at work, you get off work in 6 hours, you're going to forget to watch the video? I need to know an appointed time that you can watch that video, and I need you to let me know when you're done watching so I can get you on the phone with my upline leader. Don't send the video until you confirm a time that they can sit there and watch it, and you can schedule an appointment to get them, once they finish watching it, on the three-way call with your upline mentor. We have to do more three-way calls, but it got to be structured the right way. And you got to learn how to edify. Don't get your upline mentor on the phone. Hey, John, I got, Kim on the phone, and, this is the guy that I was telling you about. He's seen the video. John, you there? There's no edification in that. You got to edify the heck out of your upline mentor, your upline leader, whether they're a sales director or a VP and above. Edify the heck out of these people when you get them on a three-way call. Pique somebody's interest, show them some information, three-way call. That's how we're going to be closing a lot of people as we build this organization. Now, why do we do it this way, right? Because your upline mentor, he's the expert, right? Your prospect, right? They know you. They don't know your upline mentor, so that's a respect factor right there. They trust you somewhat, but then you need that upline over validation to be able to close who already got the credibility, who already got a story, who's already had success. Get yourself out of the way. When you become good at that, you can get to the top of the compensation plan and hit the goals that you need to hit when you're going out there building a business here with the platform. Again, keeping a book of no's when you're going out there, following up with people. The young lady who just hit VP, man, I followed up with her for 3 years. Keeping a book of no's. Keep checking up on people. No doesn't mean no forever. Just mean no for right now. Timing is everything. Looking for aces. Right? We don't need everybody to get to the top of the comp plan. You don't need everybody to get financial freedom. The company said you only need five legs of leaders in your organization, right? How many people would love to have a Bruce Lee Rochester in their group, right? You just heard from Executive Vice President Amina Rashid, Miss Alyssa Barnes, right? Xavier Marrero, right? Then we got Mr. Chris Brown. Then we got Billy Scott. All of these leaders are in 5 separate legs of our group, actually 6 separate legs of business. How many people would love to have an organization that way? You got to look and identify the aces. Spend your time with the right people. Again, sorting twice. Sorting to find people to join your group. Sorting to find people in your organization that you really want to work with. And the last couple of things we want to close out with is promoting events. This is how you can build momentum. The blueprint, the hitting vice president, is getting 10 people with you. If you're a lower level person that's trying to build themselves up, work your behind off to get 10 people to an event like this. Whether it's our Super Saturday, that's July 6th, right, out here in Los Angeles, or maybe you have a Super Saturday locally. We got another Super Saturday coming up July 27th, I believe, out in the open marketplace, right? You want to get yourself in those environments and bring 10 people with you, because I guarantee you the 10 people you bring, there's no reason why all 10 of them can't hit sales director. And if you got 10 people that hit sales, that's 100,000 in value. You just hit VP just like that. Focus on promoting the events, become a Don King, and we're going to have 15 plus VPs and above at this event. This is just some of the leaders that we have on the flyer. We got Mr. Derek Smith coming out. We got Miss Alyssa Barnes. We got Miss Erica Sanford. We got Jabari, who's an RVP. We got so many. We got Hanzo on the flyer, Bruce Rochester, $1 Million Earner, Senior Advisor. Like, it's going to be a massive event. If this is anywhere in your radius on the West Coast, not only do you want to be there, you want to plug people in, and then also plugging people into that event in the Bay Area, July 27th. I'm going to actually be there with Vice President Billy D. Scott, Chris Brown, RVP, building out that Bay Area information where you can actually go out there and get registered. Billy, if you can put that in the chat where people can get registered for that out there, that'll be great. I forgot the website name. Look in the chat. Billy's going to put that website where you can get registered for if you got people in the Bay Area. And then all roads lead to Detroit. It's going to be a phenomenal event. If you don't know who Inky Johnson is, go to YouTube right now, put his name in, go to Instagram, put his name in. This guy got an incredible story, one of the top keynote speakers all around the country. He's going to be in attendance. It's going to be a phenomenal event. It's going to be a Saturday and a Sunday event. Friday, most people will get in. We're going to also have tour visits where you can actually tour the headquarters from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., right, on that Friday. We're going to have that link out shortly, probably tomorrow we'll have it out where you can start registering for that. That's a first come, first served basis. Once that sell out, they're only taking 135 people to take the tour of the headquarters, and that's going to be exciting. But you want to be at this event. I mean, this event was so powerful last year. We had it in Los Angeles. This year, we're having it in Detroit. We got other people that we're going to be announcing that's going to be speaking at this event later. But I encourage you to be here and bring your entire team, active people inactive people, they need to be in Detroit. They need to see the leadership. They need to meet the ownership. They need to be able to tour the headquarters to see how the company operates. This event, leaders will be born. 6- and 7-figure earners will be born at this event. You can get registered here. We know early bird registration has sold out for both general admission as well as VIP, but you can get registered regularly here at www.millionairemindset.vip. We also posted in the group the link where you can get your hotel at a discounted rate at the host hotel. And I believe Billy posted in the group where you can actually get registered for the event out there in Oakland, California. So guys, again, as we close this out, set your goals for this value month, man. Press the reset. That's the great thing about network marketing. You can always press that reset button. Write down your income goal for this month. Write down what title you want to be at the end of this month, and let's chase that thing down. Let's put in the activity. Let's go to work. You've seen Amina's schedule, right, at EVB, going out there, making it happen. So I encourage each and every one of you, let's crush this thing out. First day of a 4-week value month. We bless you guys for jumping on. I believe in each and every one of you that's on this call. I was that person 4 or 5 years ago that struggled mightily in this industry. I'm talking about no money coming in, no influence, nobody would join me, no income checks coming in through the company. Like, it was a very difficult time for me at that level in my network marketing career because I was an amateur. I didn't know the game. I had to go through the process to learn the game, and over time we became successful. And I'm believing the same thing for you, but you got to be able to embrace that process to get to the next level and everything that comes with it on being a top leader in the industry. So we're really excited for you guys. Get back with the person, your upline leader. Set a game plan with that leader today, and we'll see you guys at the top. We'll see you in Los Angeles at our Recruiting Mastery event, Super Saturday. We got one coming up out there in Oakland. Billy posted it in the group. And, of course, all roads leads to Detroit for Millionaire Mindset. Take care, guys. God bless.